What's up? It's me, Mr. B, and we about to get crazy! Alright guys, so we're going to do the P3 and killer tier list all at the same time. I think I played enough of the new Freddy to know where I'm going to put him, and we're going to just go with S, A, B, and C, because I don't think there's really any D killers anymore, or Fs. They're all okay, they're viable. Well, to an extent, I don't want to put someone in there and be like, oh, he's an F killer, and I main him, I can do good with him, you just trash. Yeah, I get it. So we're just going to start it off. We're going to go with our first killer, and we're going to skip Freddy till the end because there's a little bit to talk about on why I made the decision. Alright, this is our Trapper Boy. This is what he looks like prestiged up. This is how he could look if you put the time and effort into him. I'd place him at a C or maybe a high C, maybe a low B. Like, he's really good at mid and late game, but it's kind of like luck based a little bit, but also like RNG has a role in him when you do get someone. If you're not chasing them, they're probably gonna get out, and they're not gonna go down or anything like that, even if they're injured. But what I would use with him is if you're having trouble with getting to the mid game without 50 gens popping, just use corrupt intervention or something like that. But that's the Trapper. I'd say he's at C tier. Well, next in line is this fellow, the Wraith. I'm starting to like him. I'm still going to put him at C tier, but there's viable ways of playing with him. You can play with him in certain ways. I think his best, the best perks on him is the actual Enduring Spirit Fury. That's about it. There's some ways you can play around that, and his add-ons are making him a lot better than what he used to be, and he's a fun killer to play with. He still can get looped to high heavens and stuff like that, but that's alright. Next, we got Billy. We're going to put him in A tier because he's really fucking good. I think there's only one or two, maybe S tier killers. We'll put Billy at A tier, and the reason why, I know Billy can be powerful with his one shot, but when you get around loops, he's just an M1 killer. Then you can come around the corner, and if you get a successful charge on your chainsaw and it charges fast enough, you can get a couple downs. But we're gonna put him at A tier because I think if you're S tier, you gotta be really fucking good to where you can consistently win every single game. And I know Billy can, but yeah, he's at A plus. I think he's A tier, dude. That's just all there is to it. There's nothing against him. He's a great killer. You're good if you're A tier. If you're A tier or S tier, you're above all because you can win with any of these killers. Alright, this is the cream of the crop. This was the best killer for a long time, and nobody was even close to second place. Like, this was it. This was what you do when you see a group of survivors that you know is going to be fucking toxic. Best killer on the game, on PlayStation, on console, on computer, PC. This is it. You play with her, you get good with her. She's got a really high skill cap. It's really hard to play with her, but she is fucking good if you get good with her. She can end loops and stuff like that. There's a lot of new perks that benefit when they lose your line of sight, when they like vault or something like that. You can use I'm all ears. She's a great killer. Definitely S tier. We're gonna put Haggy. She's gonna be at A tier as well. She's gonna be with the Trapper. She's a really fucking good killer. But her mobility is lacking, but really you're not supposed to chase people with her. You're supposed to set traps and try to get them, you know. All around, I used to not like her, but since I started playing with Trapper more, I started liking her a little bit more once I realized how to place traps properly and stuff like that. I got 1,000 hours in playing this game, and she's fun. Alright, I'm gonna put him at B tier. He sucks, dude. Like, he could be so much fucking better too. He has so much potential, but there's one problem. Like, maps are too big, and his anti-looping is really hard because he loses so much speed. If he didn't lose speed, I think he'd be so much better when he switches between the two. That way he can like cancel loops a little bit better. But they are reworking him, and that's awesome because if it wasn't, if it was the old developers, our Freddy would like just stop when he was doing his power, you know. But the new ones, they get it. They get how to balance the game. They want to make it better for Killer because it's definitely not balanced. Killers can get gen rushed to death, and there's really not much you can do about it unless you got really high mobility and you're like you can stop loops. Both. We're gonna go shape. I'm gonna put him at A tier. Like, there's plays you can just end a fucking game with him, dude. With certain perks, infectious fright. I mean, once you go into crazy mode, you only gotta land one fucking hit. It's hard landing that one hit sometimes when they're around tiles, but usually you're going 99 it, get close to somebody, land that hit, then you're going to try a snowball after that. There's some snowball potential from hell with this killer, and I'm going to put him at A tier. He's a mid-game killer, though. You know, it takes a while to get him out of stock. He's getting a rework as well, from what the developer said. Like his powers and perks a little bit. So, yeah. Now, before watching a certain streamer, I don't know what her name is, but, dude, she is a fucking god. Like, I would put... I don't like this killer. I'm not very good with her, that's why. But, man, when you can play like her, I'd put her as high as S tier, dude. If you just seen this girl, she lands everything. And if she misses one really hard one, she's like, oh, I'm potato. But then she comes back and knocks them right on their fucking ass. She's amazing with Huntress. And after seeing her, I'm going to put her at A tier as well. I would have put her at B because, you know, she does get looped because she's slow, and that lullaby, they're self-play to begin, but man, if you see some streamers with Huntress, dude, when I'm talking about fullest potential with perks and add-ons, bro, she's amazing. Like, yeah, she's high tier. She's close to S tier in the right hands. I'll put it that way, but it's hard to get to there. Alright, Bubba. Like, he could stall basement better than anybody, but I'm going to put him at C tier. His looping, he don't have no mobility. Like, he can't go across the map or anything like that, so, like, I'm sure there's some Bubbas out there that disagree, but he's not the best killer if you're playing the game correctly. Like, if you're not camping, he's just not that great. Alright, so this one, I'm going to put her at B tier just because she does have some potential. She's good at stalling the game a little bit with her traps, but if you don't get a hook in time before they get generators done, then you're going to struggle a little bit. And she's a slow killer, kind of. She can get that first hit, though, or she can also get a grab, so we're going to put her at B tier. She's good at stalling the game. She's all around pretty balanced killer. She's not the greatest, not the worst. I'm also going to put him at B tier. In some tier lists, he might go as far as A because he does have potential to stop the loops. But again, with no mobility or anything like that, he don't really have the highest of potentials. But he can't stop loops. He's a legit killer. He's balanced. There ain't really much special about him or nothing that stands out that would put him any higher than B for me. Spirit. She's, there's certain builds with her where she's a god, so we're going to keep her at S tier. She's up there with the nurse. I'd say them two are pretty hand in hand. They're close. They're close. She's it takes a little bit less mechanical skill to play with her, but she's still pretty hard to learn how to play with correctly and well. She's a good killer. She's there's only 2 S's so far, right? Yeah, I think so. So yeah, I'd put her at S tier, and I need to change her outfit. I apologize. There you go. And this is what the beautiful lady looks, all cut up and bloody. Alright, let's go to the next one. Legion! I'm not a big fan of Legion. Not very good with him, but if you land your shots, I'd put him up there with B tier probably. He's pretty decent. Like, you can literally hit everybody in the map and make them injured. And if you have thanatophobia, it's pretty good on Legion. Then everybody's just a one-shot most of the game, and they usually won't heal against the Legion, so you got that going for you. So let's put him at B tier. You can't get looped. You don't have much mobility, even though you can run. You kind of want to get closer to survivors before you even run. That way you don't lose them. And once they're down, and you can't kill them with your power, so you can't drop them. So yeah, he's got potential to stall the game though. So I think B tier is it's a good for him. We're gonna also put her at B tier. I hate playing against her. I hate playing with her. She has potential to stall the game out and make people not want to go and heal themselves. And they are forced to either stay sick or heal themselves. They can't hide from you, but she, again, has no mobility. And people can, when she does get her corrupt intervention, if you do decide to, you know, purge or whatever, you can just stay and play the stealth game until she runs out of all of it, then start working on generators again. She's not that great. I don't like her, but we'll put her at B tier because I know that some people do, and she can stall the game out. She can make you a potential one hit down through the whole game because you don't want to, you know, give her any more power than what she already has. I'd say B tier is where she stands. I would have put him at F tier until I started playing with him with some actual perks. Now I see the viability in him. I'm going to put him at B tier. Like all stealth killers, you can get that first essential hit with him. You can get some grabs off generators, and you can also stalk people and get them to one shot. When he does work, he works well. I think B tier is where he's at. Alright, now where does the new Freddy stack? Freddy Krueger went from one of the worst killers on the game in some people's minds to broken. He's at a new tier list. He's not S rank like the nurse. He's not fucking B rank like Ghostface. He's got a whole new tier list. He is broken. This killer is absolutely the best killer in the game. There's no one close. The skill gap between the nurse and every other killer is now Freddy and the nurse. The nurse can't hold Freddy's jockstrap. He's broken completely. There's nothing. That's why people's quitting when they see Freddy games right now. And I expect a nerf, not anytime soon though. They're going to wait it out. But this killer is fucking broken. I tell it like it is. I'm the biggest Freddy fan in the world. I know. I used to have Robert England on my Facebook, for God's sakes. And this killer is so good, but people don't know how to play with him yet. Pallet Freddy, not so much. But Snare Freddy is so fucking good, he broke the game. And I'll explain why. That's why I waited for him last. Like, when you add perks and everything else, he can get you down easily with his snares because there's no counterplay to snares at all, unless you're awake. The only way you can play against this killer, you gotta wake up. I don't care what any streamer says. There's a lot of big streamers, bigger than me, that think they know what they're fucking talking about. They don't use their fucking brain though. This killer's fucking bugged. He's broken. There's no better killer in the game. If they don't fix him, he's broken. I don't care what they say. He's broken. You don't wake up, you're fucked. There's no getting away from this ass whooping that's going to be laid upon you. I've merciless with him with 5 gens so many fucking times recently, it's not even funny. And here's why he's broken. Okay, and here's how you play him. Like, once people's asleep, which they go to sleep every fucking minute unless you get that free hit on them. Once everybody's asleep, like, say there's a god pallet. Say there's a really long pallet thing. You can't play around it. The only thing you can do is drop that motherfucker and leave, or you're fucking going to get caught. You just spam snares everywhere around that pallet. That's it. They're forced to leave, or they take a hit. And well, guess what? You don't have to ever kick a pallet with Freddy. Now here's why. You put a snare. Say someone's looping you at a pallet. You put a snare down. They loop the other way. You put a snare down on the other side. Then you spam another snare. And then you just go around the pallet until you hit them. Oh, they left. Oh no. What do I do? Guess what? You're going to get bloodlust. You can use your power and get bloodlust. It's fucking broken. But the only play around him is you have to be asleep. And people are telling people that you should not wake up. You don't wake up against Freddy, you're fucking dead, dude. You have to wake up against Freddy. So that stalls the game out too. And once he easily gets you down because he can just bloodlust you to death while making you slow, there's no way you can... Your only safety is pallets on this game. When you have no safety, the pallets, because you can just spam snares all around that pallet while gaining bloodlust at the same time. So, what do? You go down. That's the only choice you have. So, then he hooks you. His barbecue and chili, his thrilling trimmers tells you where the next person is and what generator they're on. He teleports to it and he goes to weasel it and or does other things to it as well. Dude, this killer is so fucking broken, it's not even funny. He's not S tier, he's broken. This is by far the best fucking killer in the game. This is... It's not even close. Nurse isn't even on the pedestal of him. This is the difference. The difference is Nurse and old Freddy. Now it's Freddy and Nurse. New Freddy and Nurse. That's the difference of skill gap. Like, it don't take much skill to play Freddy. And people are going to learn how to play him. People are going DC at an alarming rate once they realize that it's Freddy in their lobby. And they have every right to. This killer's fucking broken, dude. There's no mind game around it. The best advice I got for you is stay fucking awake. Don't go to sleep. Fucking drink your coffee. Set your alarm clocks. There's a new sheriff in town, baby. That's all I got to say about that, man. He's got a new tier. It's broken. And, like, his pallets aren't so bad. What would help him out, though? Here's what would help him out and balance him out a lot better. As if you could not get bloodlust while you're putting down your snares. You know? Because if I'm snaring, like, the killer shack, I'm going to get you. There's no more infinite loops. You see, Freddy, you're not looping nothing, dude. And if you try to loop something, you're just going to take a hit. You go down. Your only chance is running away, but, I mean, then he's going to bloodlust you to death. There's no getting out of this ass whooping. He is the best killer in the game. And I don't even think it's fair. I don't think it's fair for survivors. And everybody says, oh, you're biased, you're a killer main. No, I play both sides, and it's not fair for survivors. It's officially, this guy's broken. I beat Broken Freddy, but that guy wasn't on my level with Freddy, dude. Stay awake. Fuck, wake yourself up any chance you get. Anytime you get a chance, because if he teleports to your generator or anywhere, if he walks up on you and you're asleep, you're going to go down. You're either going down or he's going to lose interest in you. You can throw pallets early, but then that wastes the pallets. There's like other killers where you loop it a few times. No. Wasting time for killers, no. So not only is he really good at stopping loops and getting you down, his killing potential's beyond. It's crazy, dude. He can also teleport to generators that are worked on and pop and regress them down to fucking literally nothing. 50%. On some builds, you can regress that generator to close to 50%. One kick will regress that son of a bitch to literally, like, if you have it almost all the way done, it's going down to 50%. If you knock someone else down, it could go down another 50% with certain builds. And I showed those builds off on my channel. But that's my tier list, dude. Freddy's broken. He needs fixed. A quick fix would be get rid of Bloodlust while he does snares. If he's doing, otherwise you're just gonna get people's gonna catch on to how broken he is once people get better with him. Once they see people that's not using those fucking stupid pallets and seeing real gamers. I recommend Otofu if you want to see how to play this fucking killer, dude. Besides watching me, he's on the same page I am, dude. Freddy's broken. He's too good. You might not agree with me. You might suck with him or whatever. I've heard some people say, "Oh, he's not as good as he was." I don't know what the fuck they're smoking. This killer is broken. I'm done. That's all I have to say about that. And thank you, because we needed a broken killer. It's fun. But yeah, you're not gonna get in too many games when they see it's a Freddy later on. I don't even think it's fair playing with him, to be honest. But I'm going to. I'm just not gonna. When I play with him, like, after I reach rank 1, I'm gonna take all the OP perks off, and I'm just gonna do whatever perk build I want, because any of them's really gonna work. This character's too good. It's gonna be fun that you can actually do different builds, though. You don't have to run the Hex Rune and shit like that on every single fucking build. That's cool, but if you run the most OP fucking perks and add-ons on Freddy, you're just breaking the game, dude. But that's every single Prestige 3 killer in the game. I hope you love their cosmetics, and I hope you like the tier list. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. But I have a lot of hours, and I know what I'm talking about. And I'm not just saying, and like, I'm not an S tier killer with the nurse. I might be at B tier, and I might be at D tier with the Huntress. I'm talking about their potential. Like, I've seen some people play really well with the killers I mentioned, and that's the tier list, and that's everybody P3. But this guy's broken. He's in a class all of his own. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.